Men of Reddit, who are unable to share their emotions with anyone, what would you like to share? I'm tired of trying. I am so very, very alone. You don't have to take me up on this at all, but sometimes venting to strangers is easier because they owe you no obligation to care. If you want, feel free to DM me. Rant. Complain. Cry. I don't mind, and I'm 100% serious about wanting to be there to listen. I really want a hug. I haven't been hugged in so long. It would be nice, I think. I'm tired of pretending everything is going well. I lost all motivation and drive to do well in life. I keep telling myself it will get better, but nothing is going right. I just want a hug from someone who really cares about me and tell me everything will be okay. I want to drop out of school so badly to recover, but that's not possible. Sad face. I don't know how I feel half the time. I find other people's emotions relatable and I feel like I can empathize with them, but when it comes to mine it seems difficult to define. I hate that I lie about myself to make myself seem more interesting. It's so hindering. I feel so fucking stupid after it and just start cringing. I don't know if I'm stupid or intelligent. I'm definitely lazy, I know that much. I don't feel wanted or needed in my life, but I know that logically it's not true. I just associate being wanted or loved with physical affection, not sex, and those interactions are few and far between. I'm not scared of dying, but I'm scared of risking things. Sometimes I even think that death would be a good option, because I feel there is no pre-designated point to living. We have to create a point, and I don't know what I want my point to be. I distance myself from everyone in my life emotionally because the feeling of being vulnerable and truly opening up to people scares the shit out of me. It always seems to come back to bite me in the ass when I leak a little bit too much information because I just want to be alone and forget about everything. I wish I could live alone and have very little interactions with everyone. It's always so draining to be around people day in day out with little alone time. Only one of my friends ever contacts me unprompted, whether it is via text or a quick drop by. I would never hear from the others again if I didn't message or call them first. This isn't as bad as some of the others here, but it has been bothering me for a long while. It's one of those things where you don't know what is wrong with you. I'm really hoping therapy will help with this. My wife is currently having an emotional affair with a coworker, and shows no remorse. Her family and friends seem to support her. I had some serious anxiety about a year ago for a handful of months, and my wife found someone else during that time. My whole world is destroyed. I feel like a loser. I'm too embarrassed to admit it to my friends, and I don't know how I can continue on. She starts individual counseling tomorrow, and all I can hope is that she at least realizes how hurtful she has been. I can't imagine being with anyone else, but having your wife tell you that she thinks she may be happier with another man just sucks all of your self-worth out of you. I honestly can't. That's basically the problem. I just don't care. At all. And it's really hard to express that. Shit, I just tried writing something for the past hour and I can't share my emotions, even to a bunch of strangers on Reddit, so I guess that's something to share at least. I'll probably be moving across country, by myself, for a job with subpar pay, during a global pandemic. Wish me luck. I don't want to accept the fact that I'm depressed because if I do then it'll be harder for me to overcome it. Give us a pat on the back and ask us how we're doing every now and then, as small as it may seem it can mean the world to some. I act indifferent and have things under control, but in reality I'm terrified of the future. I think about 100 what-if scenario a day. I don't like to talk about myself cause I feel like I'm not interesting or people don't care about what I have to say about my life. Thank God I have good friends, but those things not even them I can share with. Every time I trust someone with all my heart and soul, they break my trust. So I've started to keep things to myself. I'm done with trusting and opening up to people. I am constantly angry, anxious, and depressed, and it's absolutely exhausting. I don't want to talk about it, I just want a hug. Fuck this pandemic, y'all. I'm so fucking tired. I'm dying here. Hard to stay optimistic. It's not worth sharing. Every single person that I've opened up to, from my parents, friends, bullies, etc., used it against me in some shape or form, and it just psychologically messed me up. I don't dare to say that I had depression, but made me become 100 times more careful when I speak my mind, and I developed a habit of talking to myself when alone because I just can't hold some thoughts and feelings deeply locked up inside me. Had a dream few nights back of someone just giving me a hug. I woke up with tears on my face. I am scared. I don't want to exist anymore, honestly. I don't want to die, I just want the memory of me and who I am to be wiped away from everyone so I don't disappoint anyone anymore. I just want to be a ghost and not exist anymore. Sorry, just going through some shit right now with depression, heartbreak, insomnia, and a slew of other things that I have to hide so to not hurt or disappoint anyone. I kinda wish my close friends remembered my birthday today. They usually remember down to the exact minute, but this year, none of them did, at least so far. I know they're all busy and have bigger things to be worrying about, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't make me feel a bit lonely. I'm afraid that I have bottled up my feelings for so long that if I'm ever lucky enough to find a person I want to open up to, it will either be impossible or everything will come out at once and scare them off. Uneasy face. There's only one person I want to talk to, and she fucking hates me. Honestly, every time that I have opened up, my friends have ended up treating me different, and I've been able to notice it. Having no emotion is rewarded. I've just been feeling completely unmotivated and worthless for almost a year now. I have a lot of friends and I've talked to them about problems, and even though they were supportive, it still didn't help me at all, and now I just feel bad talking to them about it because I've done it multiple times already, which hasn't helped me at all, and I don't want to bother them anymore. No hope in my family either. My parents are divorced and all they care about is having influence over me and don't ever care how I feel. The one time I tried talking to my dad about my problems, he just blamed me for it, got mad that I was keeping to myself, and just told me to be more social, which helped a little, but here I am now, haven't talked to my friends in weeks, and I can't imagine doing it anytime soon. I don't even know what to say anymore because there are just so many parts and layers to all my problems that I don't really know how to even explain it properly. The worst parts are the self-loathing, crippling anxiety, and possible ADHD, which I can't even get tested for because I'm too scared. I'm just lost, don't know what to do, how to solve my problems, or even think rationally, because one problem just leads to another, and it creates this cycle of fucked up life issues. I am pretty sure I am bipolar. I don't know who I should go to so I can find out for sure. I don't want to be here anymore. I wasn't really sold on this whole living thing to begin with. Went through some insanely trying times with the love of my life. We ended up back together, and she was always talking about how she wanted to marry me and how did I get so lucky to have a perfect boyfriend. She starts seeming off. I ask her what's wrong. She keeps blaming past trauma from an assault. She eventually ghosts me. I go check on her. She says we are okay, just trauma. Happens again, just trauma. Then total ghosting. Looking back on it, she was likely cheating on me. I was all in, and she acted like she was more in than I was. I put everything to improving myself afterwards. Went on road trips, picked up and got really good at rock climbing. Practiced guitar more, recorded music, met new people, went on a ton of dates. Nothing works. She won't respond to give me closure. I thought I had moved on briefly. Had a near-death experience, telling me to reach out, if for nothing but closure. I had a deep sense that at least this could get resolved in some way. It hasn't. I keep fighting every day, but I don't know what for. Nothing brings me joy. I feel myself fading from this world more and more by the day. I wasn't too big on living to begin with. Finding a career seems awful. My last-ditch effort is going to be a heroic dose of psilocybin mushrooms, then maybe a long road trip, seeing nature, and rock climbing. I'm at the end of my fucking rope. I have amazing family, but fuck man. I'm tired of waking up 3 to 5 times a night, every night. Each time I wake up, reality sinks in and that dread returns. I just want to give all of you a hug. Rest your souls, weary warriors. I'm having a rough time in life right now. I'm 16, so you can all make fun of me for being angsty or whatever, but I still have things I want to say. I want to say that the world seems like it's getting bigger and bigger right now, and the problems that me and my friends experience become more and more of an issue. My friends have depression and anxiety, separation anxiety, sexual trauma, foster homes. I, myself, have had reoccurring nightmares for over 5 years about my dad. I recently found out I may have a heart condition that could keep me from doing the things I love. I go to a cardiologist tomorrow to figure out what's wrong. Life just seems to suck. Maybe it's just me. On top of all that, I had my first actual suicidal thought the other day. I'm not suicidal, but the thoughts of jumping out my second-story window crept into my mind and scared the shit out of me. I've been dating a girl for a year and a half, and as of last night I've had the awful realization that my actual love for her has covered over the fact that by caring so much for her and giving up as much of myself as I do, I'm losing myself in the process. My self-esteem and self-confidence are in the dumps. I struggle to find things that I enjoy. I struggle to find things that I like about myself. I have to make the hard decision to end things, I think, and it's weighing on me. TLDR, life gains more complexity every day, it feels, and I'm struggling to cope. That I love my parents, but I feel super shy telling them I love you. That's all. My ex-wife, who mentally abused me for years and physically abused me on separate occasions, who I've been separated with for 2.5 years and in the process of getting a divorce from, still harasses to this day, as well as the woman I've been dating. I've asked for help on several occasions from the police and the court system. I basically get mocked and laughed at by our judicial system because, what, is this woman going to beat you up? I'm going to end up with a knife in my chest before anyone listens or takes a step in ending her terror. Hey, if anyone wants to DM me and release, I promise to listen. No judgment. If you want advice or for me to respond with uplifting messages, I'm here for you. I do this with the men in my life. I make sure to check in on them. I let them vent about women, work, self-esteem issues, doubts, insecurities, etc. I care so much about humans. And I feel so sad that men feel they can't open up. Just putting the offer out there in case someone needs it. I really do care and want to be there for you. I had a loaded gun held against my head a couple of weeks ago. I lost my girlfriend of 4 years, and when I wanted to put forth the effort to fix the problems that were the catalyst, she told me you aren't worth the effort. So she took almost all the furniture and a fake is already with another guy, which just cements in my mind that she had been cheating on me emotionally at the very least. I'm okay now, but it was a really close thing. I'm okay now. My eating disorder has gotten bad again. I'm extremely lonely and isolated. I've lost friends just by being independent and confident and not texting and call first, so now I'm nearly alone. I'm petrified about the future with a million paths and no direction, and I'm so stressed that I can't get a good pathway started. I'm terrified of dating because I still feel extremely insecure about my body. Tonight, my first day off, and while I woke up, jerked off, binge ate junk food, threw it up, and started drinking, and now I'm on Reddit, so yeah. I'm so depressed and anxious, I don't know why. I want to be free. I want to be free from nations, systems, norms, and ages. I hate feeling and thinking. This is a really beautiful planet but a really sad world. I really wish I can go back to the void and non-existence. I hate it when expectations are placed on me. Next year I am going to college. My parents have expectations of me passing and successfully getting in. So as of now, she wants me to retain or get higher grades than usual, and the thing is, I don't want stress. I want to live my life peacefully and stress-free as much as possible. My parents aren't bad, I know they just want the best for me. It's just that I am afraid that I cannot meet their expectations and disappoint them. To try and get rid of the stress and pressure temporarily, I usually play games, watch shows, or read books. I will admit that I do put a lot of my time into those things, but the reason why is because it helps me temporarily forget about my problems in the world. While doing those things I can feel at ease, but sometimes my parents condemn me a bit for spending too much time on those things. Sometimes I just want to say that I do these things to help me calm down about life, but I don't know how to say it or even if they would understand it. Lastly, I feel like there's no purpose in my life. I just wake up every day, go to online classes, listen to the teachers, do my requirements, sleep, rinse and repeat. I just don't know what to do in life. I feel like an empty husk that has no purpose. I'm not suicidal at all or anything, but sometimes I just wonder what would it be like if I just never existed at all. I just don't know what to do with life. I have no goals, no dreams. I barely feel happiness left. I don't know what to make me happy. I just feel completely lost. I don't know what to do. So my mom is chronically ill. Her brain is deteriorating fast. My dad is understandably very stressed due to all of this and how many years it has lasted. He's the only other person in this household I really can talk to. A conversation with my mom isn't really a real conversation, and he's too stressed to have the energy or time to do so, meaning I'm really isolated. I just finished high school in spring and moved back home after living with my best friend for 9 months. Before living there, I was doing the same thing as now, with taking care of my mom to help with my dad's stress, all while doing IB with 5 higher levels. I'm currently spending my sabbatical taking care of my sick vegetative mom instead of getting a job and saving up and getting some good experiences. I'm 20 years old and I am in no way living life for myself in any way. My only real escape is going to the gym to work out. The sweet release of dopamine is probably the only thing keeping me from falling down into the deep dark hole of despair and depression. Well, that and being a nerd in the kitchen, which has gone from a hobby to a daily chore. I imagined my sabbatical would involve saving up, maybe getting a girlfriend, traveling with my best friend, and not just living for the sake of taking care of my parents. Honestly, it sometimes takes weeks to have a real conversation with people. I feel so alone, and granted it's necessary, the quarantine isn't doing anything to help my situation. Sucks to not have any real friends. Not sure what's wrong with me. I can't stop myself from feeling like a failure at the thought of my fiancé leaving me someday. My logical brain says that because she's committed and she loves me that it probably won't happen, but I've been ghosted several times before, and if she were to as well, the worst part would be the shame that I had not seen it coming. It may have happened those times because of my social obliviousness, and I feel broken because of it. I met an incredibly beautiful, smart, loving girl, but I work abroad and I have to go away after Christmas. After 3 failed relationships which only lasted months, this is the first person I can see myself having a stable and happy relationship with. The thought of having a long-distance relationship breaks me, because I know I can't do it. I don't like texting or video calling, and they rarely work. She also gets a lot of attention from other men and I feel like I would lose her quickly. I'm sad, trying not to fall in love. I've always felt that I wouldn't find anyone for me, and now that I have, I can't be with her. I have a friend I need to get out of my life, but they have serious abandonment issues, and even though they've been horrible to me and others on so many occasions, I'll still feel bad. I feel weak-willed talking about this to others, as it's obvious I should have moved on ages ago. I'm overwhelmed. My wife and daughter are both medicated for anxiety. My son is a teenage boy, so we see him for 10 minutes a day at dinner. I go to work, get home, clean the kitchen, do the dishes, cook dinner, feed the cats. I'm the only one who cleans, the only one who cooks. If anything else is being done, I have to be a part of it because nobody else wants to do it alone. We have had some doctor's appointments in the city and I have to take days off of work to drive because my wife won't drive downtown. Despite the fact that nobody leaves the house, I am lonely. When I finally get to sit down in front of the TV, the kids disappear to their rooms and my wife falls asleep. There are legitimate mental health issues with my family that I understand. I'm not trying to shame them or be selfish. I'm just overworked and lonely. I'm pretty sure I threw my life away for someone that would never really love me back. And I'm worried my daughter will grow up the same way I did. I didn't have a bad childhood, by any means. But it's not what I ever wanted for her. I wish I were depressed, because then I could at least reach a breaking point when bad things keep happening. As it stands, I just take it and take it and take it, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper, and it never stops because I never hit a limit and break down. So I just keep on carrying heavier and heavier loads. It's not less hard for me because I'm less emotive. It sucks. A lot.